Hi and welcome to this place.
All that you're going to see and all that you're going to hear began from here. It began by simply opening the doors of the church and finding that the people who were coming were simply hungry. I was also taking in homeless and abandoned children and sleeping them on the pews of the church. Now all this was over 30 years ago, and one little old lady then got to hear of it and sent me a letter. In the letter was a cheque for $10,000. She said in the letter, "You're not to ring me, you're not to write to me, you're to have no contact with me at all, because when my family find out, they're going to be very angry with me." One Saturday morning, John Singleton turned up, and in his pocket he had the proceeds of a horse race. "What would you do, Bill, if I gave it to you?" he asked. I said, "John, I'd open a soup kitchen." As he's slowly handing me the money, he looks at me seriously and he says, "Bill, call it loaves and fishes." We opened the next day with 80 people and we've never had less. So my Exodus Foundation began with the proceeds of a horse race and a little old gal giving me the proceeds of selling the family jewels. Everything else has grown from that. We give voice to the voiceless.
No army can tell us what to do. Our beings are free.
We turn hope into action. On Christmas Day, a free Christmas Day lunch for thousands of Sydney's poor, homeless and needy. And that's every Christmas. We are constantly updating and moving with the times. Better, healthier food. 6 state-of-the-art food vans serving the inner city of Sydney and its sprawling growth centres. Our vans now serve 10,000 meals a week. An ultra-modern health clinic, improving lives and creating smiles. Crisis and trauma education programs for disadvantaged children and young people. Programs that literally change lives. Wherever there's need, that's where we attempt to be. And wherever there's difficult need, we don't go to those places where it's easy, we go to those places where it's hard. We don't go to those places where they say, "Gee, you're doing a good job." We go to those places where the most need is.
Recovery is different for different people.
The work initially begun here in Ashfield has spread far and wide outside of the Sydney Basin. There are our tutorial education programs in other states. We have a homeless children's centre in Bangkok, soon to be replicated in other areas in that region. We work with trafficked children in Cambodia. We have a program for needy kids in Hong Kong. We have a film festival, the Big Picture Film Festival, which is extended from here in Sydney into England and to parts of the United States. And our work with drug-dependent people, the recovery movement, has extended to England, the United States, Europe and other places.
This is Bill Cruz on Sunday night, 2GB 873.
Every Sunday night, my radio program reaches hundreds of thousands of people across the country.
Stories from the Edge.
We have an online documentary series, and we also show cinema screenings of the very people who impact our lives. By 2020, we were already planning for a more flexible and mobile future. The coronavirus pandemic brought these plans forward. Quickly, we had to adapt to this growing social need. We now have 3 loaves and fishes free restaurants. Our mobile medical and food vans serve 16 Sydney locations. The demand never stops. We've opened our church to be a haven for people struggling with life's issues. Our church is also a performance space for plays with real social meaning. We toured our highly successful play, spreading our word and work to regional New South Wales. During COVID, we were forced to reorganise, and we did. And now, in the times of economic turmoil, we've expanded even more.
This was donated by the Lions Club.
So all of our services, everything we do from meals to trauma work with children has quadrupled, just quadrupled. And we've had to move from the Exodus Foundation to the Reverend Bill Cruz Foundation. And we did that so it will continue. The continuation is the Reverend Bill Cruz Foundation. Now Exodus and the Bill Cruz Trust still are there, but the Reverend Bill Cruz Foundation is what drives the whole process. Many people come to me and say, Bill, there's so much drama here. And I'll say, well, if there wasn't the drama here, we wouldn't be doing our job. Don't come and whinge to me about the poor and the needy and the difficult people who come here, because they are the very people we really need to work with. And working with the poor and needy and difficult is hard, and it's lonely and it's messy. I really hope what you've witnessed and heard has really touched your heart in a way that you want to help. A really warm welcome to this place.